That's bad. Should I go to therapy? Probably. Should I go touch grass? Probably. Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, hello, welcome. I am new, so this might be a little cringy, but I hope it's entertaining. If you're coming back for my other video, thank you so much for returning for the awkwardness. Today I am going to go through my January recap, so come on. All right, shall we go in order? Had to get my reading journal. I'm not prepared whatsoever for this, so this is gonna be fun. So I'm gonna start from December. I'm not gonna count that one. Should I count it? Sure. So the first book that I'm going to talk about, I did actually read towards the end of December, but then finished it in the beginning of January. And that book is Butcher and Blackbird by Brynn Reaver. Sorry, I can't talk. Like I said, I did finish this book in the beginning of January. I read it through the end of December, and I did also listen to the audiobook of this one, and oh my gosh. If you have the chance to listen to the audiobook for this book, do it. It is literally so good. This is kind of like a dark rom-com, if that's a thing. It does have comedic aspects to it, but it is a dark romance story. It follows two serial unalivers that decide they want to do a competition, and every year they meet up and decide who their target is, and whoever unalives that target the fastest wins. And it is a romance, so of course there's the romance budding between them, and it's just so cute. I do have Leather and Lark. I just have not read it yet because I've been deep in the Darkverse series. And I already have the third one pre-ordered as well. Should I tell you guys some of my favorite quotes from the books? Yeah. Sure, why not? Everyone likes quotes, right? This is non-spoiler, no context on these quotes. I want to read about the two-dick dragon man. No context. I'm just going to leave you guys with that. And then we have, because she brings me to my fucking knees, I want to ruin her so that she's mine, my beautiful disaster, my wild creature, my goddess of chaos. Who knew serial unalivers could have a way with words? I'm just kidding. That's bad. Should I go to therapy? Probably. Should I go touch grass? Probably. And then last one, you have never been unlovable. You were just waiting for someone who will love you for who you are and not for who they want you to be. I can do that if you'll let me. All right, next up we have the series that has consumed my January. The Darkverse series is absolutely 5 fucking stars so far. I love this series so much. My best friend got me the whole entire series for Christmas, and I literally cannot thank her enough. I am literally obsessed with this series. It's so good. So, first book, The Predator. I gave this book 5 stars. I will say that the plot in this one starts out a little bit slower than the other books, but it is still so good. For me, it did keep me hooked the whole time. There wasn't a point in this book where I wanted to DNF it. Now, spice-wise, this whole series isn't super big on spice. It's more big on plot. So if you're wanting to read this series thinking that it's going to be spicy, and that's all you want from it is spice, I would pick a different series. But if you're wanting a plot that keeps you hooked and has plot twists that make you do a 360, 180, tangle yourself like you're playing fucking Twister, this series will do that to you. And the spicy scenes are chef's fucking kiss. They're so good. This one follows Tristan Kane, who is part of the Tenebrae mob, and Morana Vitalio, who is the daughter of the Shadowport mob boss. Now, they are rival mobs, and there used to be an alliance. You will learn as you read what happened to the alliance and kind of the backstory there. So I don't want to give anything away by telling you why the alliance broke or anything like that. Read it, you'll find out. This is true fucking enemies to lovers. Literally in the first like 4 chapters, they want to kill each other. She literally tried to kill him, and he was going to try to kill her and was like, never mind. Actually, I'm going to give you a pass, and then I'll come back around to collect this debt. Let's do some quotes. No context, quotes, no spoilers. First up, I'm no gentleman to give you a free pass. You are in my debt. Like I said, he does want to come back around and collect that debt. And then we've been honest so far, Miss Vitalio. I'll be honest now. I despise you, but I want you. Fuck it, I do. And I want you out of my system. The scene with this quote, let me just say. And last quote that I will leave you with. Next time I'm going to see how loud you can scream, Miss Vitalio. I'm going to make you so sore you won't know if it's from the screaming or the fucking. Alright, so next book that I read during the month of January. Now this one I did actually listen to the audiobook for, and then I loved it. So I did buy the physical copy for my trophy case behind me. But it was Little Stranger by Lee Rivers. This book is dark. So if you are going to read this one, read your trigger warnings. This book follows foster siblings, and they are not blood related, but they did grow up together. So if that freaks you out, don't read this. But this book was really, really good. The storyline was good. He is nonverbal at the beginning of this book, and he will only pretty much communicate with his foster sister, Olivia. Yeah, I had to remember her name. He will pretty much only communicate with her through like written notes and that kind of stuff. And then she ends up teaching him how to speak, and he has very like broken speech, but he does talk to her, not really to anyone else. He kind of like tricks her, if you will, into doing things, because he's like, oh well, I don't know what to do, and I don't know what to do with like other females and all of this, like will you teach me type stuff. And she's like, oh well, I'm just like teaching you, like there's nothing wrong with it, like it's fine. Come to find out they both have actual feelings for each other, but she's like, no, I can't. He's my brother, like I can't do that, that's weird. I will leave you with 2 things. 1, there's a screwdriver involved, and 2, there is a spider involved, if you couldn't tell by the cover. So if that doesn't interest you, I wouldn't pick this book up. But if you are doke?
What did he say?
If you are a dark romance reader and you haven't read this one, I do recommend it. It is a really good book, and the storyline to it is really good. All right, next book that I did read in January was Where's Molly by H.D. Carlton. Now, if you have not read The Cat and Mouse Duet, I would not jump into this book. I definitely recommend reading The Cat and Mouse Duet before reading Where's Molly. You do get introduced to Molly initially in the Hunting Adeline book, which is the second book. This story is Molly's story. So it has her childhood that was so fucked up. And then it has how she got taken, and it has how she escaped and kind of what she did after she escaped. It is a romance. She does have a man, and let me say cages.
When I tell you this man is so fine. When I tell you this man is scrump-dilly-ishous.
Let's be honest. Any man that H.D. Carlton writes, like she knows what she's doing. Like I said, this follows Molly and what she does after she escapes and what her job is. And at the end, there is a little bit of a nostalgic moment for my Cat and Mouse Duet girlies. Here are some quotes for you. But I'd rather die rebelling than die submitting. When I tell you Molly is a badass, Molly's a fucking badass. She's literally so strong with everything that she went through and still deciding to fight. Love her. Because staring into her eyes is the only thing I needed to convince myself she's everything I'll ever want for as long as oxygen invades my lungs. I knew it deep in my bones the day I met her. Even back then, my soul immediately recognized her as its other half.
Aww.
Mr. Cage. I will leave you guys with those quotes. This book I did rate 4 stars. I did love this book. I think I only gave it 4 stars because The Cat and Mouse Duet is my 5 stars, and no one can top Zaid Meadows for me. Still a really, really good book. And if you've read The Cat and Mouse Duet, please go read this book. It's so good. And let's be honest, anything H.D. Carlton writes, I will immediately be reading. All right, and then jumping back into the Darkverse series, the second book in that series is The Reaper by runyx. Now, I did read this one in January as well, and man, I tell you, the more these books go on, the better they get. Let me just say. This book does have more spice in it than The Predator does, but the plot is equally as interesting, let me tell you. So this one, it still follows Tristan and Morana, but now they are officially like together. And they go back to Tenebrae. Now they're still trying to investigate what happened 20 years ago that ended the alliance and what happened to the missing girls and all the things. Morana finds out more about her past, and let me tell you, holy shit. I was not expecting the plot twist that came at the end of this book at all, but it was so good. I could not put it down. My mom tried to talk to me while I was finishing this book, and I looked at her and I said respectfully, you are going to have to stop talking because I need to finish this book. I did rate this one 5 stars as well. Like I said, this whole series is going to be 5 stars for me. I already know it. She's under my protection, mine. Nobody hurts her, nobody talks shit about her, not me, not you, not anyone. Next time I hear you call her anything less than the woman she is, I will cut your tongue out and feed it to your dogs. Next time I see you anywhere close to her, I will kill you. Stay the fuck away from her. Do you understand? Tristan Kane is literally the protective, possessive, quiet boy that we all need in our lives. Let me just say. And if that line didn't convince you, hopefully this one will. They will die 1,000 deaths before they ever touch a single hair on your head again. Yes, sir. Highly recommend. Great book. Please go read this series. Next book in the Darkverse series that I read in January, The Emperor by runyx. This book tugged at my heartstrings so much more than the other two books, let me tell you. I thought I loved Tristan Kane. No, Dante Maroney is like literally nothing but green flags. So this book follows Amara and Dante Maroney, who's the son of Lorenzo Maroney, the mob boss of Tenebrae. So this book goes a little bit more back in time. You get like the childhood of Dante and Amara and them growing up, a little bit more about Tristan's childhood and all of them growing up together. And then it catches up to present day where we left off in The Reaper. I cried. I'm not even going to lie to you. I cried during this book. I don't want to tell you guys too much of the plot in this one without giving much away. We know that they're looking into the alliance. You find out more family secrets, but this time instead of it being Morana, you find out more about Amara and Dante family secrets. The ending of this book was so wholesome. Now, I mean, okay. The ending of this book had a wholesome ending, but I was stressing leading up to it. Like I said, Dante Maroney is nothing but green flags. He is protective. He's the sweetest man on earth, and he will do anything for the people he loves. This is probably one of my favorite quotes from all of January. You're not going to walk through life, Amara. You'll dance through it, and I'll fucking remove anyone who tries to break your rhythm. I promise you.
Aww.
I love that quote so much. And then we have, I will kiss you and brand myself upon your heart, Amara. Just make sure you're ready for me too. So fucking cute. And lastly, I will leave you guys with this quote. He circled behind her, looking at the skin on her back. 3 thin strips of acid burned flesh scarred diagonally across one hip to one blade. She probably didn't realize he had matched the structure of his back dragon tattoo to match her back scars. From one hip to one shoulder, if anyone looked at their naked backs together, they would see symmetry, a dragon breathing fire across her back in mirrored structure side by side. Like, he literally got a back tattoo to match her scars.
Yeah, baby.
Yes, fucking please. And the last book that I read in the month of January, Phantom by H.D. Carlton. Like I said, anything that H.D. Carlton comes out with, I will be reading. Thank you. This book, once again, if you have not read The Cat and Mouse Duet, I would not jump right into this book. I guess you could read this book first and then read Haunting Adeline, but the bonus chapter at the end of this book I would read after Haunting Adeline. Does that make sense? This book was so good. I did do 5.5 stars on this one, and the only reason that I bumped it down half a star is because I wish that we would have gotten more of Gigi's death in this book. Now, if you have read Haunting Adeline, you know how Gigi dies and who is at the hands of her death. But I wish we would have gotten more background in this book. Now, I am happy that it did end on a wholesome note. The bonus chapter in this book literally brought a tear to my eye. It was the sweetest thing ever. This book was really good. It does follow Gigi, who's Adeline's, I believe, grandmother or great grandmother. I can't remember. It follows her story and her professional follower and her marital struggles that she goes through. It basically is like how Ronaldo becomes her hero versus her professional follower. And let me just say, Ronaldo, that man has a way with words. Like, it was literally so cute to watch their love story. And her husband is an idiot.
Are you stupid or something?
For one, not treasuring Gigi like she should be treasured, but two, putting his ego ahead of his family. The fuck? No. And he does some very wrong things in this book that I could not forgive him. He came into her life when she needed a hero, and he was that hero. And it was literally the cutest thing ever. Some quotes for you. I want you so badly, it hurts to breathe without you near. So cute. And then, I will bleed for you, Mia Rosa, but I must require you to bleed for me too. And then here's a little spicy quote for you. No, Mia Rosa, not even God can have you. You're mine and you will only pray to me. And if you are wondering if this book is spicy, can y'all see all these tabs? All those red ones? The red is the spicy. I ran out of fucking red and I had to steal some from another book. But this is my January wrap up, and I would say I had a good reading month. I did love pretty much all of the books that I read. I don't think I read a bad book this month. Thank you so much for joining me today on my January wrap up. I hope you all had a good reading month as well. Comment down below what your favorite read of January was. I'd love to see what everyone was reading, and make sure to subscribe to my channel if you like cringy, awkward videos. Thanks!